Hey y'all, I'm Carolina Tony. I am standing on the bed of my pickup truck, where over my shoulder and off in the distance is what remains of the Georgia Guidestones near Elberton, Georgia. I visited here a few years ago and they were still standing, but just a few days ago, around 4 o'clock in the morning, someone took it upon themselves to blow them up. That's right, you heard me right, blow them up. And we're going to talk a little bit about it today. It's still a crime scene. I can't get very close. I'm going to try to take the drone up and we'll see what happens. And we'll get started right after this station identification.
Before we get started, let's go back a few years and just see what these mysterious stones are that everyone is so afraid of.
The story of the Georgia Guidestones began in 1979 when a stranger identified as Mr. Christian. Later they found out it was R.C. Christian. He visited a Joe Finley Sr., president of the Elberton Granite Finishing Company, and he indicated that he represented a group of people from outside of the state of Georgia, and that they were loyal Americans, and that they wanted to build a monument focused on the theme of conservation. Mr. Christian, who they assumed that because he was a Christian, that's why they called him Mr. Christian, he contacted a president of the Granite City Bank and told him to hold these funds in escrow. Each of the 4 sides of the capstone features a statement, cautionary guidance to humankind, and is translated into Babylonian, Classic Greek, Sanskrit, Egyptian hieroglyphs, and it says, "Let these be guidestones to reason." And below they're carved into 8 faces of the 4 outer stones in English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindu, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, Russian, and English. And it says, maintain humanity under 500 million. Okay, here's the capstone right there at the top. It's inscribed on all 4 sides in 4 different languages. It said, let these guidestones be to the reason. And here's where it's translated into other languages. And that's Arabic there. There is a slot that's carved right, let's see if I get it with my finger, right there. And that channel that's cut through the stone indicates a celestial pole. The horizontal slot indicates annual travel of the sun. And the sunbeam through the capstone marks noontime throughout the year. And there's the hole that's in the top that will indicate when it's noon. You see the shadow that's on the center stone and how it's smooth from there on down. Well, it's past noon today, but right there is where it's kind of smooth at. When that shadow was there, that would have told you that it was noon. And it does that every day through the whole year. Slot that indicates celestial pole. You can look through there. Let's see if I find it. Yeah, a hole is buried. I can line it up. Ooh, there we go. A stone that's buried in the earth. It kind of gives us some information about this, where it's written in English and Spanish, Swahili and Hindi, Arabic, Hebrew, Russian, and Chinese. So buried under this stone is a time capsule.
That was a Georgia Guidestones 3 years ago. Let's move forward to July the 7th, 2022.
The professional news media, the ones that makes the big bucks, and their cameraman over filming someone beside the road talking about it, and the county workers over there. As you can see, there's yellow tape all across this field and off in the distance.
Since the very beginning, because all the information they have is Mr. Christian wanting to put up. There have been all kind of conspiracies as to who, why, and how these things came to be. Probably one of the most popular theories is they believe Satanists had it put up as some kind of worship ritual. Others seem to think maybe aliens. Nonetheless, there have been a lot of controversy concerning the Georgia Guidestones. There's been many attempts in the past to destroy them. However, on July the 6th at 4 a.m., someone made an attempt and they succeeded. Because attempts have been made before, there were video cameras about catching possibly the car that was involved, and they say that maybe the Georgia Bureau of Investigation even has suspects in mind. The May the 24th Georgia May gubernatorial primary, the third place Republican candidate, Candace Taylor, claimed that the Guidestones were satanic and made demolishing them part of her platform. Since their unveiling in 1980, the Guidestones have been under constant attack, mostly because people's fear is greater than the mystery itself. Not all of the stones failed during the bombing, but because of the authorities not knowing how safe they would be, the authorities have destroyed the Guidestones completely. Also, because the Guidestones could be possibly considered a government building, the person, if caught, can receive up to 20 years in prison. According to the Elbert County Chamber of Commerce, the Guidestones brings in approximately 10,000 people a year to a town of only about 4,600.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our trip to the Georgia Guidestones today. The ancient Druids doesn't have nothing on us, because we've got one of our own right here in the United States. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Be sure to tell your family and friends about my channel. And for now, y'all have a good day.